These people survived plane crashes. In 2018, a plane crash landed into the water off an island in the Pacific Ocean. Miraculously, everyone on board survived.
It's just surreal. I thought we landed hard until I looked over and saw a hole in the side of the plane and water was coming in. And I thought, well, this is not the way it's supposed to happen while we were landing. We hit the end of the runway is what I'm told. That's the only scenario I can imagine. We're able to get out. The water was only up to about here on me, inside the plane.
Once the plane hit the water, locals on small boats helped the 47 survivors get to shore.
They were awesome, and I was really impressed with the whole response. I called my wife, and she cried, and I asked her why, because I'm talking to her. Fortunately, my injury is just like a head injury, but I'm alive. That's an extremely good thing.
In 2018, survivors of US Airways Flight 1549, the Miracle on the Hudson, reunited.
It's amazing that all of us survived that day.
They came face to face with the actual jetliner that made that amazing landing.
The craft stayed intact. It only sustained minor damage, and we were all able to get out, and ultimately no loss of life.
And that's when I reached over and grabbed Denise's hand and started praying, because she was my seatmate, and that's when I knew we were going to die.
Hearing brace for impact, I think, was the most emotional part for me. We just survived a plane crash, and now we're going to drown.
We were in the back of the plane. We were drowning. There was chaos and panic and everything you can imagine going on in the back of that plane.
In 2019, Kechi Okwuchi took the stage on America's Got Talent. She was left with third-degree burns on over 65% of her body after being one of only 2 survivors on a plane crash that killed 107 people in Nigeria in 2005.
Look at me in this opportunity.
There's always one word to describe you, and that is inspiration.
This was Kechi before the accident. She had to endure over 100 surgeries.
Music and singing have just been this huge therapy.
In June of 2023, there was sheer joy when grandparents of 4 children lost in the rainforest for 40 days learned they were found alive. The children, ages 13, 9, 4, and 1, survived a small plane crash in Colombia that took the lives of the adults on board, including their mother. They were found 3 miles from the crash, exhausted, dehydrated, hungry, and covered in cuts and insect bites. Anne Mercogliano explains.
So how did they stay alive against all odds? Well, the siblings found they had some yucca flower on the plane, similar to a sweet potato. They found supplies dropped by the searchers, and because they were raised in an indigenous jungle community, they have survival skills most of us don't have.
This father and daughter are lucky to be alive after their small plane crashed and ended up in someone's front yard in September of 2023.
A plane went down in the woods south of the airport.
Rob and Daniela Bauer were passengers in a small single-engine Cessna flying from upstate New York to Massachusetts. The pilot was Rob's brother, James. As they approached the airport, the plane suddenly aborted the landing. Les Trent explains.
There was no way for him to land safely. With no other options and time running out, James made a last-minute decision to bring the plane down right into a canopy of trees below.
I heard yelling and sounds from people. It literally was inches away from that part of the swing set.
They were rushed to the hospital and all survived.
If I've learned anything from this experience, it'd probably be to just be grateful for the little things you have.
I feel blessed and I feel lucky to have all the support.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindall.